We do have to get some tweet stuff out, letting people know we're back on track. So camera's on you, if you wouldn't mind just talking for a moment, madam.
Alright. And in the upper left, on ye old whirlwind, it is the red Zerg liquid Snute.
Oh, white boxes are showing up because of the mod we're using. Don't worry, that'll go away as soon as I take control back, guys.
And in the top right, is the blue Terran. It's Liquid Bunny. Oh boy, Whirlwind. This used to be the biggest map ever.
It's weird because it's almost small now after seeing maps like Ultrazeem and some others.
Exactly. Like if we get to Tal'Darim, I think we're guaranteed to now, just the way that it's going back and forth. Oh, just kidding, it's the next map, so yes, we are definitely guaranteed. But like you'll see that Tal'Darim was also the biggest map pool of its time, or the biggest map in the map pool of its time. And map pools lasted a long time, guys. Like this is before like seasons really even existed. That it's very, very small. It's tiny. It's like childish almost that we thought it was huge. But you'll see that next game. Here, Whirlwind is still a fairly sizable map, right? Like, it's still pretty good. It is all spawns. I don't think it ever had to be forced one way or the other. It balanced out quite nicely. But of course, the third base is, I guess, get a little questionable. For instance, Snute, basically. Snute's a little questionable because he is horizontal spawns. He can't spawn to the right. He has to spawn into the third that has a bunch of different like pathways into it. It's pretty wide open third.
Well, guys, I've put out the tweet about the match. I linked it in chat. If we get at least 10 retweets on this bad boy, we'll open up another t-shirt raffle for an HTC t-shirt. A lot of you want the Team Liquid store stuff as well. That will come in time, but I've been giving a particular order in which I meant to do these raffles. So again, as long as you're watching the channel, maybe you're getting involved with some of the bank heists or what have you, as long as you've got some partoofs, you can always buy at least a raffle ticket. Just watch the stream for 5 minutes, boom, bada bing, good to go.
Oh my god. Oh.
Man, Snute is going old school. 3 hatch before pool? Jesus.
Why? Why? He just expanded towards his opponent in like a very severe way.
Yeah.
That's so dangerous. You know, it'd be cool if he followed it up with like a Roach Bailing all-in. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Because the only thing you have to worry about by the time that hits is like Hellion Harass, which won't kill a third base, most likely. But if he tries a macro out of it, it's like, oh, we see this on Iron Fortress too, you know? They go 3 hatch before pool versus a Protoss, and they end up expanding towards them, so they just like walk their zealots over. Like, oh, look, there's a third hatchery.
So, quick little thing. Someone's asking us to put a title. We've been over this so many times today. Just hope chat can start answering this for me. The name of the map is always above the minimap, guys. If you ever want to know what map we're on, boom, nailed it right there. Secondly, we have opened up another raffle. So you guys nailed it with the quick retweets. This one's going to be, for, again, an HTC t-shirt. And if you win this raffle, we'll basically write down your Twitch name and we'll get in contact with you a little bit later about it through probably private messages. But raffle tickets only cost 1. You buy a maximum of 100, so get involved with the raffle. It's a free t-shirt. Who hates free stuff, right? No, the answer is nobody.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a thinking question.
I was really going to try and think about it. Darn.
Who hates free? Well, you know what? The businessman does, because it eats into their business. People are going to buy shirts if other people are giving them away for free. Ugh.
Yeah, I was going to say something like that. Yeah. You know, someone posted the illegal stats. God. Depending on, like, who wins X amount of games, then they'll have a chance of winning the series for all 69 games.
Is that accurate? Like, can that actually be deduced?
Yeah, no. It's not accurate as in, like, it's not going to happen 100%, but it's giving you the chances that it'll happen depending on their previous records. So, what's the score right now?
It is 8-8, Zombie Grub. You should write this down.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, actually, you always just turn on the stream because we don't have a delay for today, right? So.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do.
This is the scoreboard would like literally be right there.
Guys, crazy. Ooh. Oh, this is like the Oh, okay. Thank God the medium outcome. So basically, what it says is that like overall, Bunny has a higher chance to win, but that makes sense because he's had the higher results in the past. The median outcome is Snute 29, Bunny 35. So a lot of games.
Well, it's a lot of games, and I can actually kind of see that with the course of the way this has been going, but I also just think, like, even if you don't know a single way that a single one of these games has been gone, you see this score 8-8, I don't think anyone's too surprised. Like, Bunny and Snute are very, I don't know how to phrase it, I'm not gonna say like the best foreigners, but they're very equal in skill when it comes to like being a good StarCraft 2 player. Snute's had a lot more rough patches and probably not nearly as much success as, say, Bunny, but still, nonetheless, a very, very strong player.
Yeah, it's you know, Snute and Scarlet both have this thing where they're obviously very good players and like the, you know, the foreign hopes of their time and whatnot, but they never quite catch a title. They take on Koreans, like in the ace match, they get to like the semifinals, but then they don't quite make it all the way. So, you know, like in 5 years, when we tell someone that Snute was the best player ever, and he hasn't won anything, like people are gonna be like, okay, like really, was he really? And we'll be like, no, he was really good. He was a great foreigner. So like that's kind of what sucks about it, you know. So like Bunny, technically, yeah, and according to like just like head-to-head stats, he's the better foreigner, but like that just takes away from like, you know, Flash versus Snute in Toronto, which was like so awesome, but he just barely couldn't finish it.
That was, by the way, like, I remember sitting in the crowd watching Snute in the booth when that happened too. Like, that was intense, man. That was wicked intense. But everyone asks about the t-shirts. You got about 6 minutes left to get involved with the raffle. There's 102 people who have entered into the raffle for the t-shirts. Again, if you've got one per tooth, that's all that it takes to buy at least a ticket. Gives you a chance to win. Burrow coming out. I mean, again, Burrow has just been so commonly used by Snute. You know, we've kind of been talking about the potential of Roach Hydra, not in the sense that like Snute should go this to win, but it is an alternate strategy that a lot of Terran players have struggled with, and I do wonder if, you know, he's just so confident in his baneling control that once he gets rolling, he knows he'll play well, and I mean, 8 games reflect that, or if he just doesn't feel confident in that other playstyle. Because I don't think we've ever really seen Snute play a lot of Roach Hydra outside of ZVZ, right? Like, TVZ's always been like going for the weird builds, like the Swarm Hosts, and God knows he'd probably be the guy to use Lurkers in Legacy of the Void.
I'd say it's pretty stylistic to choose to do it anyways, unless there's a very specific map to do it on. Yeah,
I mean, Merry-Go-Round and others are very
yep.
favorited.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But you know, despite Snute expanding towards his opponent in such a severe way, Bunny didn't try and match him. Bunny could have taken his other third as well, kind of in response into like a really fast jumping off point, but also if anything had gone haywire, then like Snute's counterattack would have been immediate, so that's kind of like the give and take. So he takes the one down here, and that's fine. And he starts the heavy drop play too, knowing that Snute has historically gone for later mutas.
Yeah, it's a bit strange to see that again. You mentioned it before, I'll bring it up again, the whole trending of 2 base mutas being a thing. Great cleanup here towards the, I guess the 4th, the better third is what I want to call it almost.
Yeah, but you know, when Bunny does these drops, a lot of the times he'll miss out on scanning, so I think that's like a lot of the reason why Snute's had some pretty impressive creep spread over the series. This is great harassment and all, but he could have cleaned up all 4 of these creep tumors, and you know, that lines up his next attack really well onto the base that's so close.
One Marauder just does not give a flip about Queen's attacking it. Not with the medevac healing it. These other 2 medevacs still pretty tattered, battered, and injured, but again, there's only just now mutas coming out, so only just now a threat to them at all.
But Bunny has to be mindful of that, you know. If in other games he's had 2-3 more minutes to drop before mutas finally came out.
Yeah.
So he doesn't risk it here, and that's good because they're on their way now. He's going to do just a direct attack, and it looks like he's going to go towards the 4th. I mean, historically, the 4th has been the contention point of most TVZs, but it's just like with the 3rd right there, it just seems so, like, why walk across the map?
Oh, this Widow Mines. Yeah, they don't actually go off. Nice hits with the Overseer. Stutter stepping these Marines like crazy. There's the surround. There's the kill.
That's terrible. Oh, that was a game ending.
It might just be, I mean, he's going to drop. This might draw Snute's attention away. But 3 Spore Crawlers like this, these are not going to get dropped much, if anything.
I love the Spores.
I do too. I think that is great to overreact in that way, I guess. But, you know, Bunny also put some of his production out here. So it'll help contribute to some of the Sim City, but it also, well, it exposes a lot of the production.
Ooh.
Good Widowmine shots. Yeah,
Bailings makes up for so much.
Well, you know, the Bailings are all gone, actually. Marines to scrap out versus Lings, not too poorly. The Mutalisk might be in some trouble. Snoot probably gonna, yeah, just want to fall back off this, because pushing into this without bailing support is gonna be tough.
Well, this is where, like, if he had cleaned up the creep spread going to the third, he immediately, like, counterattacks, like, tries to capitalize on the lack of banelings, but that's not the case, and he doesn't really know for sure that Snute doesn't have 20 banelings, you know, ready to roll in. He can't really do anything about that little tiny overextension that Snute just did. Very tiny.
Well, let's not forget, too, it's a scan for the creep, but also for the potential burrowed banelings that have been ever present in the series.
Yeah, and Whirlwind was, it has some good points to put burrowed banelings on. A couple of, well, all of the bases have ramps going up to it, so that's always pretty good.
Well, army supplies are fairly even. I think the problem is there's not nearly enough Widow Mines again. You did lose a lot of them. You got some very lucky shots in that last fight, but at the same time, as we see, if Snoot's not willing to commit to a big attack, okay, a little bit awkward. I sound embarrassed. If Snoot's not willing to attack, commit to a really big attack, he can't really poke around and sort of tease outside a creep. He'll just bleed off banelings if that's the case.
Yeah. But at time is kind of on his side. The longer it goes, maybe the more mutas that he has, the better upgraded they are. He can start attacking the main base, which really, muta harass has not been very prominent in this series yet. It's kind of the first time we've seen it.
He's doing everything he can to get these +3 weapon upgrades alive. He also contaminated the +3 armor, so it stalls that out. Even if it gets to start building again, which it won't, probably kill the engineering bay. This is huge. Terran players really start to just get out of control once they hit that 3-3 stride. Marines, of course, are already pretty good with 2-2, but even better with 3-3. And stopping both those upgrades, that was a big deal for Snute.
It was, but at the same time, Snute had, you know, focused on that, so he lets Bunny get into a good position where the Marauders, the Widow Mines, and the Thors were all in the front of that ramp trying to soak whatever they could before he could really reach the heart of the Marines.
You know, he still takes surprisingly good baneling attacks, though, and there's just too many Marines right now. If he could just get a couple more banelings out, he's just barely shy of being able to clean this up. Muta's gonna dive in, kind of because they need to, and it's working. Zombie Grub, it's working.
Ooh, when you have enough mutas, man, they can really take a lot of things on, and it was still 19, even after diving on top of the engineering base. So he's pushed the attack back. Bunny has maybe one more remax in him, because I don't think he's a fourth. No, he doesn't. Unless that can kill a couple of bases, he's gonna bleed out. He's gonna die.
It feels like every time someone donates, and like, you know, they end their message with like "Go Snute," that guy seems to win the next game.
Oh, there's a secret.
You know, the power of fans, right?
Yeah. Oh man, 12 more mutas to buff up that muta count to what's it gonna be? 29 with +2 upgrades. Ooh, yay. It's such a old way to play, is to go like really heavy on the mutas. It's always what I thought was the most effective way to end the game, was just to get so many mutas that there's no way they could stop it. Like, you just get the production lines and be super annoying. But it's kind of been shying away from that. More people have been trying out ultras or just heavier baneling counts, but really Snoot's been ling heavy, very ling heavy most of the series.
Yep. Oh man, that Thor. I love it because, like, you imagine the pot. It's like, I'm made to like just counter you. Come at me. I got the.
Doink.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get 3-3 again. This is so disheartening. I mean, this is great for Snute. This is a huge snipe to get this once again. But for Bunny, I mean, he's got such a limited army supply. He doesn't have a huge remax in him. Every unit that's on the field needs to be made a little bit better, and those upgrades are what you do to do that. Snute's also, for the first time, we're seeing today in a best of 16, going for an Ultralist Cavern. Going for +3 upgrades as well as Adrenal Glands.
Oh, yeah. He does allow Bunny in another position where the Marauders can maybe soak a little bit on the ramp here, but there aren't any Widow Mines. Oh, that was kind of a cute burrow! Oh, God!
Okay, so the hit was pretty decent. He's actually got one more left. If he had popped that last one, he may have just taken out the last couple of Marines, but yo, that may have just been barely what was necessary. There's that second hit. Not a lot of anti-air here. The few Marines he's got are getting focused down. Link's coming to swarm. You know, Snute's going to have level 3 weapon upgrades before Bunny's even close to level 3 armor. He's going to have Adrenal Glands as well. He's also forced to lift off and burrow to Link to deny the re-landing of this base over here. So Bunny now is stuck on what is not even this base. There was past it's a burrowed Ling here. I'm not sure why he's still not landing it. But Bunny's basically on one base economy right now. As his main's mined out, his natural's mining out. In fact, his main command center was brought over here towards this base here. And even the barracks inside the front completely cut off.
Oh,
this is Snoot's game.
Yeah, GG.
Good game.
Ooh.
Alright, so that's right, I gotta remember to update the